Hello and welcome back to On the Rocks. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to today's episode where things are starting to get exciting this season. It's the European knockout stages, so we're going to keep tabs on the Champions League where we are, the Europa League obviously where Rangers and... who was it? Hearts are, and then Motherwell and Hibs are in the Europa Conference League. Had that all prepared in my head, and then I still forgot who was in the Europa League. You hate to see it. Either way, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Make sure you do drop a like on today's video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and of course, leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. And now, as of course, I am a proper YouTuber, kind of, maybe, potentially, technically. It would be wrong of me not to remind you that if you want to pick up a copy of FM22 on the cheap, then you can do via the link in the description to go to 2Game. It's my affiliate link, so I get a bit of kickback and commission from whenever you buy a game on there. But if you use code TomFM at checkout, you get 10%, not just off Football Manager, but any game you want to purchase on that site. But of course, if you can't afford it right now, then I am doing a giveaway on my Twitter at the moment, so make sure you go over to there to enter into it. So since you guys were last here for the... kind of disappointing episode where we tried to sell players and then we just weren't getting the money that we wanted for them, so we'll hang on to them until summer and hopefully make a bit more money in summer. We also played in that episode, it was in January, we played St Mirren, didn't we? We won 5-0 against St Mirren, which was fantastic, and then since then we had some very high scoring games. A 6-0 win against Livingston, a 7-1 win against Kilmarnock, 2-0 against Rangers, 3-0 against Hibs. We then beat Celtic 4-0 in the Scottish Cup 5th round, which was fantastic, before only beating Dunfermline 1-0 and then drawing 2-2 with Dundee United, leaving it very late in the game to pick up the goals there. We were 2-0 down for a long time, not looking like we're going to get anything out of it before Jens Neve and Jordan Force scored very late on. So just the one blip on the record, really, that 2-2 draw, and I guess for Dunfermline, only 1-0 win against them was not ideal. You would expect you to score more goals against Dunfermline, even away from home, than just the one. In terms of the league table, obviously it means we are still massively in the lead of the league table. Celtic comfortably second, but Rangers, as we may have thought, have got back to winning ways just a little bit. They find themselves just ahead of Motherwell in 3rd place. Motherwell dropping down just a little bit in recent weeks. If we look at the past positions, Motherwell have actually spent more time in the top 3 than Rangers have this season. Motherwell doing really well, so I'd like to see them just sneak into 3rd place and maybe get ahead of Rangers. That would be good for Motherwell, obviously. But we're not really here for the league stuff today. We're here for European football. So tonight we are taking on Porto, first of all away from home and then obviously at home. Celtic are taking on AC Milan, which is going to be a very tough fixture for them, but hopefully we're going to see them get a nice victory. Both Scottish clubs are taking part in the Europa League because Hearts finished second in their group and Rangers got knocked down from the Champions League. So Rangers take on Atalanta, quite a difficult draw, whereas Hearts take on Young Boys, and unless you're Manchester United, this should be okay for Hearts to grab a win. And then in the Europa Conference League, Hibs won their group, so they go straight through to the second knockout round, but Motherwell came second in their group. They take on Bursaspor from Turkey. Could be a difficult one, that one, but I'm backing Motherwell to win it, particularly with their good form in the season so far. So this is the team that we are going to be using for today's game. They've played a lot more league games in between episodes. Usually around the start of the season they play a bit, and then we get to the Champions League, and I kind of reserve this team for the Champions League. The group stage then finishes, and then I play these guys quite a lot over December, January, and then as we get to the knockout stages of the Champions League, they sort of take a bit more rest in the league again, and we play the other team a little bit more. So they've got plenty of match practice right now and scoring plenty of goals to start to catch up to Ibi Cathdi Fothera. Actually, Cavalcanti has now overtaken Ibi Cathdi Fothera as the top scorer at the club this season. So obviously good for Jan, but also very good for Ibi Cath to get that many goals. The lineup is Peter with a backline of Jem Finley, Demancic, Sandro and de Klerk. McGlumper and Force start in the middle with Bryce Delaney, Cavalcanti and Neve in the attacking midfield with, of course, Varela leading the line. So as kickoff is upon us here today, I have some bad news. The bad news is I don't think we're going to win the Champions League this season. The reason why, and I'll tell you after this corner goes over the bar and safely not in the back of the net, is that basically it's not our turn to be in the final. The past few years we have just been alternating between final, not final, final, not final, semi-final. Actually, we've not finished outside of the semi-finals for a long time. So I think we got to a semi-final, got knocked out, got to a final, lost to PSG, and then got to the semi-final the next season and got knocked out. Then we won it the season after that, and then the season after that we got to the semi-finals and got knocked out. And then the season after that, we lost the final, didn't we, on penalties. So this season is our time to lose in the semi-finals again. If the trend continues, and hopefully it doesn't, hopefully we break the trend this time. But if the trend does continue and we get knocked out in the semi-finals this season, based on the logic that we've seen so far, as Varela scores a superb goal to take us 1-0 up just before half-time, if that is the logic and we do get knocked out in the semi-finals this season, we should be winning the Champions League easily next season. Quite a nice goal from Varela, actually. Quite a tight angle and putting actually at the near side of the keeper, which is not bad going. So he's now on 21 goals this season, Varela. Cavalcanti on 22, Evie Cafdi, Forthera on 20. Which one of these guys is going to be top scorer come the end of the season? Interestingly, obviously, we're not seeing quite as many goals from Varela and from Jan Cavalcanti this season. That's probably because they've not quite played as many games as they have done in previous seasons. But it's also maybe a factor that Evie Cafdi Forthera is scoring more goals as well, contributing to their big tally of goals. So maybe they're just gifting him some goals instead. In the meantime, we are about 60 minutes through this game. It's going by quite quickly, not an awful lot of highlights, but our corner has been cleared by Porto as they look to come forward and very nearly score. Some defensive errors there from us, some rare defensive errors, I should say. But the goal kick is coming for us. It's played short to Sandro, into Tam Lumper now, and out to Bryce Delaney on this near side of the pitch. Jordan Ford plays a cross field ball to Neve, and Neve now coming down the far side of the pitch, looking to put a ball into the 6-yard area. The keeper, Meslier, just sort of messes it up a little bit and allows Bryce Delaney to put another cross into the middle, straight onto the foot of Jan Cavalcanti to double our lead and give us another away goal. You love to see it. The keeper having a real mare here, should have caught it really, but instead just pushes it straight out to Bryce Delaney, who's unmarked, and just finds Cavalcanti, who's too good for everyone. So that is good going. What's also good going is that Celtic are drawing 0-0 with Milan. Now, it's good because Milan have got no away goals, but also bad because Celtic, we need to score at least 1 or 2 just so you've got a chance away from home against Celtic, because obviously it's going to be very away from home to Milan, I should say, because it's going to be very difficult to score goals at the San Siro, and Milan will probably score a goal or 2 there, I would imagine. So we need Celtic to get scoring. We won't take too much of a look at the Europa League and Conference League mid-game because the whole thing sort of bugs out a little bit. Hopefully that's fixed for FM22. That would be quite nice as we concede a goal. Now, luckily, it's not an away goal, but it reduces our lead at least. So Porto, if they have a good second leg, get an away goal or 2, nullify our away goals by scoring 2, this could get a little bit tricky, I must say. To be fair, no one's played particularly well today. Obviously, our front 3 have done, but we're not really seeing great ratings from the midfield and defence, to be fair. They've maybe struggled a little bit, but to be fair, there's not really been many highlights to deal with at the moment, as Jem Finley is on a yellow card. Can't really... Oh my goodness, all the slide tackles going in there. I thought there was going to be a red card or a penalty in there somewhere, and luckily, nothing, which is fantastic. But Porto were really coming at us towards the end of this game, and surely Jolly was offside there. Apparently Knocklet's gone out for a corner. The linesman gives the corner, and we just about managed to clear that, but the highlight is continuing. Jolly on the ball, brought down, and I think that's hopefully going to be the end of that highlight as Jens Neve picks up a yellow card. Please, 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 no goal from the free kick. Cleared. Okay, good. Please finish the highlight. We want to finish this game by winning it. Also, loads of red cards going on right now. 2 for Villarreal, which is why they're losing 6-2 to Man United. But as the clock ticks down, you hate to see it. Milan have got an away goal at Celtic, which is not good for us. Celtic, we needed to turn it around in the next leg, please. That would be ideal for us as we win the game 2-1. 2 away goals, but probably a scoreline a bit closer than we thought. And actually, I'm looking now at the match stats and didn't realise this at the time, but Porto should have won that game. So the win will give us some confidence, but you know what? I don't know, we need to be at our best in the second leg. So confirmation of those first leg results right now. As you can see, Celtic did lose that one in the end. You hate to see it. Dropping down into the Europa League. Hearts beat Young Boys 2-0 with 2 away goals, and Rangers beat Atalanta 3-1, which is fantastic. And hopefully we're going to see a Motherwell 5-0 win against Bursaspor, looking very good for these Scottish teams apart from Celtic right now. So I'm going to go and play these games off camera because today we are focusing on the Champions League. So I will see you very shortly. Right, so here we are back once again. A lot has happened actually since you were here like moments ago. Obviously for me it's been a little bit of time to play through and stuff. But we're here obviously to take on Porto. Hopefully we see Celtic turn it round against Milan. But in the Europa League and the Europa Conference League, 2 more games have actually taken place in between the 2 games that we are about to play. So the second leg of the first knockout round took place, and so did the first leg of the second knockout round. So now we're at the second knockout round, second leg for the Europa League and the Europa Conference League. A little bit confusing, but because there's more teams in it, they have to try and get those earlier knockout rounds in quicker than the Champions League. The good news is Rangers and Hearts and Motherwell all won their games. They're all through into a second knockout round alongside Hibs, who won their group to go into the second knockout round in the Europa League. The difficult thing is they have some pretty tough draws, and in the first leg, Hertha Berlin managed to beat Rangers with 3 away goals. Rangers got to pull out all the stops away from home against Hertha Berlin. But Hearts, who came second in their group to Leeds, beat Leeds 2-0 at home. So Leeds have no away goals, and Hearts, if they snatch an away goal or two, could be laughing all the way through to the quarterfinals if they beat arguably tournament favourites Leeds United. And then in the Europa Conference League, things are looking good for Hibs, who have a 2-0 lead against Galatasaray away from home as well, so 2 away goals for them, which is fantastic. And then, have I lied about Hearts, by the way? Hearts didn't get 2 away goals, they won 2-0 at home, they're now playing away, so they can hopefully get some away goals. In the Europa Conference League then, obviously Hibs won 2-0 away from home, and then Motherwell drew 0-0 with Malmo, a tough draw for them now away from home. So that is the state of play. Hopefully we're going to see plenty of teams get through into the quarterfinals of their respective competitions. Either way, this is still the best we've ever seen any Scottish clubs do, right? I don't think we've ever had 6 clubs still in this stage of the competition before. So for Scotland, it is fantastic. For our team, it's not fantastic. We have 2 players suspended thanks to yellow card infringements here. So Jem Finley, a nice easy swap for Ishmael, who's going to come on at left back, and then we take Jem Finley off the bench. On the right hand side, Jens Neve is suspended, so again, a pretty easy switch for Lassie Alien. In terms of bringing players on to the bench, what we're going to do is probably, in the more defensive role, get Reyes de Souza on the bench, and in the more attacking role, probably Vangelis Alexandris on the bench instead. He's got 16 goals this season, by the way. He's done very, very well. Him and Idikaf Fothera are kind of like the understudies to Cavalcanti and Varela, but this season doing very well. So as kickoff is upon us here today, we need to be a little careful of Porto. They look very good in their home leg, but of course this is our home leg, so we should be dominant in this game. At least I'd like to think so. But there's only 1 goal in between the 2 teams. Of course, if Porto win 1-0, we still win on away goals, but we need to be careful of Porto on their attack, because I'm sure they can score goals easily, but so can Varela. You love to see it. Grabbing his 23rd of the season, he makes it 3-1 on aggregate and puts a little bit more daylight between us and Porto. What also would be quite nice to see in FM22 is just the ability to have like favourite games or something on that latest score thing, so we don't have to keep flicking around between all the different leagues and stuff like that to find out what's going on in the Europa League and Europa Conference League. I'd rather just have a favourite so we can see all the Scottish clubs on there and we just get the updates for them, because otherwise it does break if you try and go between different leagues. At least I've always found it's not the most reliable thing when you flick between leagues and stuff like that. Looks like Sandro's given away a foul just there, but luckily nothing like a red card in the process. As it stands right now, not a lot going on in the Champions League. I've just seen that Celtic and AC Milan still at 0-0, which is maybe a good thing. The longer that Celtic can hold on to that 0-0, the better, because it means that AC Milan aren't scoring, and then they can score 2 late goals to win the game 2-1 on aggregate. That would be great. In the meantime, Lassie Alien with a corner in towards Sandro, who I think misses the header, and it falls to several different players before eventually becoming a Porto free kick. Not really sure what that highlight was all about. But Lassie Alien's free kick, is saved by Meslier at the near post, but he's still on the floor when Jordan 4 comes in for the follow-up to make it 2-0. Good. You love to see it. Moments later, though, another highlight for us as Bryce Delaney into Cavalcanti, into Jordan 4, back out to Ishmael on the wing. Great passing here as Ishmael's going to shoot, isn't he? And of course, should have crossed it rather than done that, because that was never going to work in any sort of circumstance, as he's got a long throw now to absolutely no one, but can put the ball back into Jordan 4, who is tackled. You hate to see it. Porto on a bit of a counter-attack right now with some pace past our defenders. Porto looking dangerous. They've scored another decent goal there. That's not bad. Obviously, still 2 goals in between us there, but if they score 2 more to make it 3-2 on the day, they'll go through via the away goal system. Just before we get to half-time as well, as you can see, Milan and Celtic still drawing. If we look into Europa League, how are Rangers doing? Rangers are 1-1, which is not enough. They need to score more goals. Leeds are beating Hearts 1-0, but currently Hearts would still be going through. And then in the Europa Conference League, Motherwell 2-0 down. You hate to see it. And Galatasaray coming back against Hibs. It's on the edge for a lot of these clubs. If we could see half of them go through, maybe 1 in each, that might be quite good. But I don't want to get too excited early, as we've scored another goal there. I thought Bryce Delaney was offside, but the linesman's not given it, so we'll take the 3-1. Thank you very much. How close was this to offside as the throw-in comes in, sorry. Tam Lumper plays it in. Oh, he is. Ooh, it is close, but I think this guy, Pavlovic, was just playing him onside. We might get a little replay of a close offside here. We do. And it is quite close. It's his trailing foot that plays him onside. You hate to see it. Well, no, in our case, you love to see it, but the trailing foot for a Porto fan, you hate to see it. So, 45 minutes of the game left for us. We are, I mean, I'd like to say pretty comfortably into the quarterfinals now. We've got a 3-goal advantage over Porto. I can't see them coming back into this game, especially if Varela had scored that, which he didn't. The resulting corner, though, we are dangerous from them, has not really done anything as Demancic puts it well over the crossbar. Another one, though, Lascialin into Demancic. Sandro this time actually getting it at the near post for his 7th of the season. Right, we're 4 goals clear of Porto. If we lose this now, it is the ultimate bottle job of all bottle jobs. So for me, I am extremely confident in our ability to go on to win this now. We just need Celtic to score a couple of goals. Come on, Celtic. Can we gift some goals to Celtic? That would be quite nice. If only it worked like that, right? We've scored enough goals. We've got enough goals in the bank. We'll give 2 to Celtic to make sure they go through as well. Imagine if that actually was a thing in football. You could do that in European competitions like this, so you can get like all the English clubs or all the Lithuanian clubs into the later stages. That would be mental. Probably a good thing it doesn't work like that, to be fair, as Lascialin puts another corner into Demancic. Only his 2nd of the season. He's not really been there from corners this season, which is quite surprising given he's got double figures in the past couple seasons or so. But another one there, a free header for him into the back of the net. Still not really seeing anything for Celtic, though. Come on. Oh, Milan have scored in that game, so it's probably Celtic out, I would imagine now. I can't see them scoring 2 late goals. I mean, they could do to win on away goals, but at the San Siro, away to Milan, who we know are one of the best teams in Europe, that would be very tricky as Porto grab what's only going to be a consolation goal now. So I'm kind of resigned to the fact that Celtic aren't going to have a big comeback. We'll double check the Europa League and the Europa Conference League scores in a minute. We don't want to get ourselves too depressed. Hopefully we get ourselves nice and motivated by seeing Rangers winning massively. As Lascialin, can we give some goals to Rangers now, please? That would be good. So let's have a quick look. Europa League. Leeds are only winning 1-0 still. There's still a chance for Hearts, and Rangers are winning. But as it stands right now, I believe it's 4-4 on aggregate, both with 2 away goals. So Rangers need to get another one out of that. And then in the Europa Conference League, Motherwell are coming back into it. If they can just get 1 more for the away goal, they'll be through. Hibs are still 1-0 down, but I think they're still going through as it stands. This is an exciting end to the game. I mean, we don't care about our game now. We know we're through. Can you stop showing me highlights? I don't care. Show me highlights of Celtic or Motherwell or Hibs, please. I'd like to see those ones rather than our own right now. 8th in aggregate. Nothing to play for now in this as Lascialin keeps the ball on the pitch. Plays it up towards Jan Cavalcanti, who can put a ball into Varela, who does nothing with it. Why show me that highlights? Nothing's happened. We don't care. We want to see Motherwell score a last-minute winner, please. We want to see Hearts hold off Leeds United as well. That would be monumental, given how dominant Leeds were in their group. We don't care about Jordan 4 trying to score goals. You can't score a goal. Don't show me the highlights. Oh, it's looking a bit too desperate for Motherwell. I think they might be out of the competition. You hate to see it, but I think Hibs have got through. So we're through. Hibs are through. Celtic obviously knocked out, as you can see, 2-0 on aggregate. I said earlier, I think if we get half of the teams through, 3 out of 6 would be pretty decent. So obviously one in the Champions League, Celtic out. If we look into the Europa... Oh, you hate to see it. What's happened here, Hearts? We left you with 10 minutes to go. Ah, yeah, and they brought it back 84th minute, then they won an extra time lead. So that's Hearts and Rangers out because they lose on away goals in the end. Do they? Away goals. Hertha Berlin, schedule. They lost 2-1 at home, won 3-2 away from home. Okay, so yes, they there you go, throwing away goals. I didn't realise that. I thought it was... Oh, you hate to see it. And then in the Europa Conference League, Motherwell are out. It's only Hibs through. Okay, well, it's not quite been as great as we thought it might be. I mean, at least Lyon have been knocked out. That's good. Monaco is still in it. What about the Europa League? Any French teams in here? Yeah, there are. Le Havre knocked out. Marseille knocked out. Okay, so there's still only 2 French teams, 2 Scottish teams. That's all right. Have the coefficient points been updated yet? Europe, Nation Club coefficients. We're on 73, they're on 76, so we've caught up a little bit. We just need Hibs to win the Europa League, and we need to win the Champions League, and we need PSG, and we need, is it Marseille, to lose everything. That's the ideal situation here. Don't think we're going to be anywhere near to Italy this season, unfortunately, or Germany. I think they're all doing pretty well. So France is still the old enemy and the target on their back. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Back tomorrow for the quarterfinals of the Champions League, but it might come out earlier than usual because I'll be playing in the Streamer Showdown tomorrow. Tomorrow's the draft of the Streamer Showdown. That's usually around 6:30ish or so. I'll let you know tomorrow in an early upload or whatever. But yeah, playing in that, so don't want it to sort of interrupt each other. So I will basically put a video out tomorrow earlier than usual. Anyway, thanks very much. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Goodbye.